Hey everybody, it's your girl Urban Farm Sister. Hey y'all, it's your girl Urban Farm Sister and I'm back with another hydroponics video. So it's been about 2 weeks since we had put the plants into the hydroponic system. I was going to try to do a video last week, but there wasn't much going on. The plants hadn't done much, but this week we have a lot to show you. So stay tuned. Okay, so these are the sunflowers that I planted into the hydroponic system about 2 weeks ago. And I wanted to give you guys an update on what they look like, their progress. They look amazing. Look how healthy that plant is. And look at these roots. The roots are very white. This is what you want in a hydroponic system. You want white roots. You don't want brown, slimy roots. If you have brown, slimy roots, that means you have an issue in your system. Whether it be that you're not providing enough oxygen in the water, or you're not creating the airspace so the plants can breathe if you're using a cracky system. Or you could have some microbial growth that's actually attacking the roots. But what you'll want to do, you want to get that under control, because what will happen is that root rot will actually attract fungus gnats. And fungus gnats, what they are, they're actually flies, and they'll come in. The gnats themselves do not feed on the roots, but they'll lay their eggs in there, and their little tiny maggots will actually feed on your roots, and that can further damage your plant to where it can actually kill it. So you'll want to make sure that you get root rot under control, whether that means removing dead plants and things like that. But these plants look very, very healthy, very happy. Remember, these have only been in here for 2 weeks, and they've had this exponential growth in such a short period of time. So over here we have the zinnias. And they have nice white roots. And some of these are about to enter into the flowering stage. As you can see on the top here, the plant itself has created, here they're creating that little crown of leaves. I think they're going to send out probably about 2 or 3 more sets. And then they're going to send out that stem that's going to actually have the flower bud on it. And then we'll have a flower really, really soon. So I'm excited about that. So I have 2 different varieties of zinnias growing here. I have a white variety, and then I also have a mixture variety that's going to have a different color. So I'm not sure what color some of these are going to develop into. I know some of them are going to be white, but I also know that some of them are going to be either red, yellow, orange, things like that, pink. So I'm excited. Again, sunflowers. These are sunflowers. These are a dwarf variety, so they're not going to get as tall as the ones you may see outside that you actually collect sunflower seeds from. These are actually cut flower sunflowers, and so they're not going to get as tall. I think the maximum height for these would be about 18 inches. We're not even close to that yet. But they're sending out the leaves and things like they need to do the vegetative growth that you get once you start seeds and germinate. You have vegetative growth, and then you have the next stage, which is where the zinnias are almost, which is the flowering stage. So I'm really excited about that. So over here we have the collards, and we have some kale plants growing, and they look very good as well. Now, they have not been in the system as long as the sunflowers. There was an issue with this particular table. I had to change the liner because it was leaking. So these plants are a week behind the actual sunflowers and the zinnias. But they're looking great. They actually have a lot of new growth. They've extended their stems out. And so I'll give them another week, and they'll be huge. Collards, brassica plants, they grow very, very fast in a short period of time. And so you guys are going to get to see that. But I'm really happy about how they're looking right now. They're also in a deep water culture system like the sunflowers were and the zinnias. Only thing here is that I'm not growing them in a cracky system. I'm growing them in an actual deep water culture system with an air line, giving oxygen to the water. The collards and the kale seem to do better when they have oxygenation in the water. They do all right when they grow in cracky, but they seem to grow a lot slower when you have them in just a cracky system. When you give them that extra boost of oxygen in the water, it just seems to make them take off what they're growing. So yeah, I'm really excited about how well they look, and they're actually sending out long roots as well. You can see their roots. They'll quickly catch up and they'll have roots like the sunflowers, but you can see they are sending out roots into the water. And again, you always want white roots in your system. If you do not have white roots and you have brown slimy roots, you have something going on that you need to address. Alright, so here we have the corn. It's growing up nicely. It's grown about, I say it stands about 18 inches. A lot of algae growing on top of the perlite, but it's looking pretty strong. Just one little stalk here. Like again, I said, this is not its final place for growth. Creating a new system down low so that it can grow taller without hitting the light. See, it's getting close to the light already. But I'm excited. It's looking pretty good. Okay, so that concludes this week's video. Hope you guys learned some things. I'll be back next week with another video. Hopefully those zinnias will have their flower buds so you guys can see the progression of how a plant goes from seed to flowering in such a short period of time. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and you hit the bell icon so you know when I upload new videos. Alright, so I'll see you guys next week. Adios.